big news today, obviously, which isn't really the biggest news because it seemed like the news was leaked on Saturday evening, really. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, very disappointing. I have to say, I thought that he wouldn't move personally because he's just moved house to Oxford, his family's settled, he's got a good club and good board supporting him. In the end, I'm surprised he went.
Right, okay. This is just me watching the last sort of 4 or 5 games, and it's easy saying this after, him leaving. I thought we dropped a little bit over the last 4 weeks, and I wonder if there was an undercurrent after Nigel Pearson went. Somebody's leaked something to Manning, and he sort of knew that he might be interested in a sort of this job if it came up. Going to the away matches, we won at Lincoln last week, but the football has got a little bit, to me, a little bit more. I don't know, it wasn't as potent as it was in the last 4 weeks. So I'm wondering whether there was a little bit of interest probably 4 weeks ago and he had a little bit of a niggle on that. I don't know. But you're disappointed and I'm disappointed. But, this is football and I don't think he's ever really going to be welcome back here after what he's done today.
Definitely not. I don't think he'll ever be welcome.
No, absolutely. And all this talk about Bristol City are a big club. Yeah, okay, they get 23,000, 24,000. But they're in the Championship and they're in the fourth biggest city in Britain.
Yeah.
So they should be getting some big
They
crowds.
should be, yeah, absolutely. It's a massive city.
And I always look at it and think if we were in the Championship next year, even in this ground, we'd probably have 12,000 or just under every single match.
We would, yeah.
And then with the move to Kidlington, if it all come off, we'd be up there with the best of them. I'd love to meet Manning again. I'd love to see what he does, whether he's squirm a little bit here. But, was his football the greatest football that you've seen, or would you look at some of the football Robinson played, in his early days? Who would you say was?
I think for me is we forgot how good we were under Robbo for a little while.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's tarnished by the poor season we had last year, and Manning coming in only just kept us up. And we thought that maybe he was the bee's knees and Robbo was not so good. But I think we underestimate Robbo. I really do. I'm not saying they're different types of managers.
Yeah.
One's cool, one's calm, one's collected. Robbo on his sleeve. I've spoke to him 100 times, Robbo, and he's a very passionate man. He was a passionate man at OXSO United, and he's helped the club through COVID, and I think we should make him welcome as much as anybody.
Right, that's interesting. I listen to a lot of people's statements that they say, a bit like your brother. Your brother's statements have been the same in all the years I've known him. He lies. No, I'm really joking.
Yeah.
But lots of these statements. And I listened to Liam Manning's interview at Bristol City tonight, and it was the same spiel. Now, we all say the same spiel, but it was the same spiel as he said when he first came here.
Absolutely.
I don't want the bloke to fail, but I do want him to fail because he's let my club down, which is, my
I think
passion.
one of the things I would like is that we all have to remember this is OXSO United. We are OXSO United. The fans, the people, the club, the managers come and go.
Yeah.
If you remember, Greavesy came,
Absolutely.
fantastic. Ron Saunders came, fantastic. They all came and they all went. And that's the thing with it. Sometimes these guys come and go.
Yeah.
Someone will be in charge in a month's time.
Right, well,
we'll be looking.
That's the next question I'm going to ask. In the stands tonight is Lee Bowyer. He's already just below us. I don't want to say this horribly, but he's probably tired. The tired old manager, but he's not even old. I mean, I looked last night on the managers list. There's about 160 managers out there, including from abroad. Somebody says it's a short game, but it's not a short game because people like Nigel Pearson are back at 60 years old. Neil Warnock at 120 is still looking for another job. If you had a chance tonight, and I want you to be really realistic, you can be over the top, you can be asking for somebody who's probably never ever going to be here. But who would you really like to take over?
Ryan Mason.
And that's the Tottenham girl.
Ryan Mason,
Okay.
Tottenham.
If somebody asked me, which you haven't, if we had any chance of getting him, which we probably wouldn't, I quite like Graham Potter. Okay, now would he come down here? But he had to start at Brighton when they were slightly lower.
Yeah.
If we had to look at an old head, which I'm not really happy, I'd probably look at Rower at Millwall.
Yeah.
If we had to look at an up and coming manager who is untried, and people were shouting about Andy Wing and stuff like that. What about the geezer at Oxford City?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah.
Ross Jenkins.
Ross Jenkins.
You know, he's somebody I think is in that
good
sort
coach,
of Liam
really
Manning
good
sort of
coach.
go-to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Without any money.
Yeah, absolutely, without any money. I looked at your brother actually managing, but he couldn't manage anything, could he? Not properly. Okay, but so you would go for Ryan Mason.
Ryan Mason.
If you,
John gave me that one. Right?
okay, John gave you that
Yeah,
one.
they gave me that one. I agree with him.
Okay,
Ryan Mason's a good
after
guy.
Ryan Mason, must be other people in
Andy
your
Wing. I'm an Andy Wing fan.
right.
I'm a big Andy Wing fan. I like Andy Wing. I'm not sure if we bring somebody in who's been about round the book.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's Oxford United going forward. We've got a young board, a young club going forward. What I am disappointed with again is these players bought into Manning.
Yeah,
Players
absolutely.
today.
Yeah.
Will they buy into somebody else?
Well, my worry is Craig Shaw. I don't think that would go. I don't think that'd go down very well if they suddenly employed him
No,
for a
he
short
wouldn't.
term. But at the end of the day, we need someone pretty quick and snappy. Looking at the old tired heads I see out there and people who might throw their hat in the ring, it probably won't be anybody in that list of bookies today. But, you know, at the end of the day, we need someone in quick. Are you going to Leighton Orient Saturday? Yeah, I think that's going to be a real eye-opener.
It will, yeah.
Look, before we leave, your brother would always say, I wouldn't give anything away for free. He's probably nicked more stuff from me over the years than given it. But here we go. I'm going to ask you a quick question. It's a non-related football question. It's for a tenner of my money. Okay? I'm going to be really generous. It's a strange question, but I'm going to give you 15 each way of this. So it's a number question. So if I turn around to you and said, this is just off the top of my head, something's 250, I'd give you 235, 250 or 265.
Yeah.
In London, each day, how many toothbrushes are sold?
9,455,000.
What, in a day?
Yeah.
Well, there's 10 million people, so you're saying
Everyone buys a toothbrush.
everybody buys a toothbrush every time.